Good morning. It's 5:12. I'm leaving Stickpile Hill, heading north. It's raining. It's been raining pretty much since 5 or 6 o'clock yesterday. I went in my tent. Rain came, and it continued raining. It's been drizzling on and off all night long. I was able to use my Garmin device to check the weather. It looks like there's a 70% chance of rain all the way until about either 11 or 1 o'clock. So I decided I'm not going to sit half a day in my tent. So looks like I'll be walking in the rain a little bit. It's just a light drizzle. Everything's packed away and I'm on the move. I'll check in again later. So I just crossed mile 150, which is a milestone. Means I'm 34.5 miles away from finishing the trail in Cumberland, Maryland. Additionally, a couple of reasons why I decided to hike. I know it's supposed to rain, but it's been drizzling mostly, so that's not that bad. I can walk in it. I'll get wet, but I'll also generate heat and dry out. Secondly, most of the time I'm alone on the trail for the first 2 to 2.5 hours, so I figure I'll meet no other people going in the other direction or within the same direction, so I don't have to worry. And the rain is going to keep a lot of the other people on the side until it stops. They might decide not to go until later as well. So I figure I can make good mileage, and that'll take me to the Paw Paw Tunnel, hopefully, which it's narrow, so if no one else is coming my direction or going with me, I can walk in there unheated and not have to worry about other people. And I'll be indoors when I'm there too. So I'll keep dry and I'll dry out a little bit. So, and after that I come to a small town where there is the possibility of getting some shelter if I needed to and stay out of the rain. If I'm really drenched and cold or something like that, I can probably warm up and figure out what I'm going to do if the weather forecast is wrong, which is always a possibility too. Rain may not stop until 3. Then I would be almost very hard pressed to start my hike then, after sitting around all day in my tent. So, I just do what I do, which is walk. So that's my logic and my reasoning. I think I can almost take my headlight off for a little bit. I'm going to keep it handy because I'll need it for the tunnel. Check back in later. I'm approaching the end of the Paw Paw Tunnel. I decided to go this way after all the bikers had said they had gone through and that it was open and there was no issues. Okay, a couple of 1,000 feet, I'll be out. You can see the other end there. Imagine, I think it took 12 years to build this. It was supposed to be 2. Into the abyss we go. It's brick lined. There's water in there. This is what it looks like without the light. This is thankfully with the light. There's some brick missing in some places, and some water dripping. Other than that, it's good. And as expected, I have the place to myself. Not much stopping you, except for these wood railing from going in. Hello. Just scaring another bunny on my trip. It is currently about 2 hours and 10 minutes into my hike. It's about 8:20. I've gone a total of about 9.3 miles. I have not seen any other hiker, biker, or anyone traveling on the towpath at all. But that's to be expected. The weathermen are correct. It has continued to rain. It's actually raining harder now. It was good for a while, and then it's been raining for probably the past hour. So I've gotten quite wet. Do not have my rain gear on, but I'm just trudging away. The only people I've seen are some workers that were doing construction where the Paw Paw Tunnel has a bypass. So that's it for now. I'm going to keep on going on this very wet Tuesday. Well, it's 8:45 now. I just saw my first bikers heading southbound, 2 brave souls in rain gear that are foolish enough like me to be out here. So those are the only people I've seen so far. I've gone 10.5 miles and I've been hiking for 3.5 hours. So much like the other days, around after about 3 hours or so, I finally see other people. I'm expecting there not to be many people out today due to this rain. And if the forecasters are right, it's not going to stop until afternoon. So I imagine a lot of people might start biking or traveling in the afternoon to try and make up some miles. Maybe even go a little longer than usual today to make up for lost time. I'll see what I'm doing. I put my rain jacket on. The rain was coming down quite heavily at times. Everything's wet. My pants, my socks, my boots. Just really to keep the water from running down my back, more or less, is why I put the rain jacket on with a hood. We'll keep going. Check in later. Hello, it's 9:20 in the morning. I've been hiking for about 4 hours now and 10 minutes. I've gone about 12 miles. And it's still raining. Saw another 2 bicyclists going northbound. So that brings the total to 4 bicyclists I've seen this morning braving this weather like me. Other than that, there's nobody out here. Nobody on the river. I haven't heard or seen any boats. I'm assuming it's Tuesday, so most people probably have gone back to work. So just continuing northbound, walking. Starting to entertain the idea of pushing a little further. As long as I'm wet and miserable, might as well keep going. We'll see. And there's Randy loading up. We're at Potomac Forks. I've got another 4.3 miles to go before I reach my goal for the day, which is Pigman's Ferry. Just did an interview with Randy. Good to see him again. Once again, total surprise. Every time I say it's probably the last of them, it's not. So we keep running each other. I'm like a bad penny that keeps turning up, as I said. Going on, I'm contemplating trying to push. I don't know what to do. I'm really confused. I'm totally wet. Everything's wet. Everything's drenched. I should have put my rain pants on probably. I don't think it would have made a difference anyway. The pants are picking up all the water and it's totally wet. So I'm just debating what to do. I've got about 5 miles to Pigman's Ferry, and then it would be another 15 miles after that. I've done 15 miles already today. So it's just I'm not sure what to do. So I'm going to play it by ear. Oh, that's 16 miles now. I'm going to go keep on marching, and I'll decide, I guess, in the next 5 miles what I'm going to do. Because it would be great to be in a hotel and eat some warm food tonight, and to be done, obviously. I mean, staying in a tent tonight would be pretty good right now too. Sometime, but it may be wet. It's wet and miserable. But according to Randy, and I just got reception, so I'm going to try and check the weather. That the rain is pretty much should be ending. So I'm hoping everything dries out now. So if that's the case, I'll dry out hopefully also as well. Okay, check back in later. I just passed mile 165, so I've got just less than 20 miles to go to finish, and I was able to check the weather, and it looks like there's a 20% chance of rain for the next hour or so, although the sky looks like it's clearing, and after that is 0% chance for the next 2 to 3 days. So it looks like the rest of my walk should be dry if I can make it through the next hour or so. We'll see. I'm toying with the idea of going a little further. I don't know if I'll try to make all 20 miles today. I may just decide to knock off an extra 5, which would leave me, 11 or so, or 12 for tomorrow morning, which I can do pretty early and get into town, breakfast basically. So we'll see what I'm doing. Check back in later. Okay, it's currently 11:20. I've done about 17 and a half miles almost, and up ahead there's 2 locks, and then there's a town where there is a restaurant. I was thinking of stopping in and having, I guess, breakfast or lunch for me, but I think I'm going to try to push on and get some mileage in. I don't know if I'm going to make it to Cumberland tonight, but I may try to go as far as I can, and if anything, I'll get closer than my Pigman's Ferry stop. I'll at least go to the next campsite, which is another 5 miles after that, and if I can, I'll try to reach the last camp, which is at mile marker 180. But I think if I do that, I'm going to push to Cumberland. Even if my calculations now, I won't get in till very late, but my mental math is not going on right now. You can see the trail is really wet. It's muddy. It's flooded in some areas, so you're trampling in water. My feet are already wet. It doesn't really make a difference. I'm just trying not to get them too much more wet, which aggravates the blisters. My feet are definitely hurting. There's no doubt about that. So it's, but you know what? At this point, the damage is done. It's just how bad it's going to get. Okay. Looks like it's family swim time. I just passed the Old Town parking lot area, which is where I could have made a turnoff to go to a restaurant and get a nice big juicy burger. Instead, I've decided to hike on and push and see if I can get closer to Cumberland, or possibly even get to Cumberland itself tonight. So let's hope that pays off and I don't regret this decision. Okay, I just passed mile 167. So it's 11:35 in the morning. I've been hiking for about 6 hours and 20 minutes or so, and I've gone about 18 miles. If I want to reach Cumberland, which is I'm going to round up to 185, that gives me 18 more miles. So I would basically have to repeat what I've already done this morning in order to get there. In reality, it's a little less than that, which is time on my side. So I'm going to say another 6 hours of hiking. So being that it's only 11:30, that would put me in town somewhere in time for dinner. And that's pretty good motivation. That and a hotel room and a bed and a shower, all might be leading to it. So I'm going to push toward Cumberland as much as possible. I know there's a campsite about 5 miles outside of it. That's the last campsite. So that's my short-term target, I guess. That's my immediate goal right now, is to make it to there. And that's at mile 180. But if I make it there, I can't see why I'm not going all the way. So that's my target right now. I'm homing in mentally. I'm preparing to make it to there. And then I'm going to try, and if I make it there, to push on to Cumberland. It's only another 5 miles. That's another hour and a half. Maybe 2 at the most. We'll see how I'm feeling. Haven't eaten much today. Haven't drank any water at all. I still have my 1.5 liters that I left my campsite with this morning. So I'm in good stead to make it. I don't know if I have enough snacks in my pouch, but that's okay, because I've already done a lot of miles with no food. So I know I'm running on empty, but I got plenty of stuff to do. I'll have some sports beans today, which is like 100 and something calories. So I'm gonna get some fuel in me now, probably have some water, and as I begin to dry out, I'll take my rain jacket off, and hopefully the trail will start to dry up as well. I'd really like to get my feet, my socks, and my shoes dry. So that's it. We're gonna push and try and do this. This will be my longest day walking by far, if I'm able to do that. And you know, I thought Harper's Ferry was bad, so we'll see. But you know, it's almost several days later, and I've been doing this every day, so I don't know what that toll means. I know my feet are not going to be very happy about that. I can only imagine what's going to be going on with them, but I may be pleasantly surprised. But I have confidence that both my feet and my body will be able to do this. You know, and if I fall short and I stop at 180, and you know, I can get some rest, get up in the morning, and easily make it there within, you know, 2 hours. So I'm either there for dinner tonight or there for breakfast tomorrow. Check back in later. Well, hello. It's 10 after 2. I've walked about 24 3/4 miles. I'm at mile marker 173. So I've got about 11 miles left to go to reach Cumberland. And I'm going to keep pushing for it. At my present time, with it being 2 o'clock, I'm predicting I'll get in sometime around dinner time if I can keep up the pace. My pace has been pretty strong. It's averaging 21 minutes a mile. So that's roughly, you know, just under 3 miles an hour. I've been walking for 8 hours and 40 minutes to go that 24 plus miles. So I'm keeping a pace. There's a couple of mile markers I either have missed or haven't seen while walking. And occasionally some of them are missed because there's a bridge or a place there, or I don't know if they've been removed or defaced. But I just passed Spring Creek, which is at mile marker 173. I actually used the bathroom there, and I had to charge my watch up. It was getting low. I knew it wouldn't make it the whole trip, so I took that opportunity of a picnic table to grab my charger, and I have my watch now plugged in so it'll charge while I walk. And you know, in like a half hour or so, I can probably put it back on. But it's still keeping track of my progress, which is what I want. So, okay, I'm going to keep going. Time is miles. So, but I'm pushing for Cumberland tonight. So, hopefully, at least a bed is in my future. If not, a warm meal. And better yet, both. Hopefully I won't get in too late that some places are closed, but I'm sure I'll be able to find something to at least eat. And if not, I have my food with me. I don't even need the food, but it would be nice. So I'm not regretting the decision to pass up that restaurant back there, because that would have probably taken me, you know, 2 to 3 miles worth of time, and I don't think I would be able to make it in. So it was a necessary decision to bypass that restaurant. Check back in later. I'm at lock 72, which is known as 10 Mile Lock because it's 10 miles from the start of the C&O at Cumberland. So if I can make it to 10 more miles, I'll be in Cumberland, Maryland tonight, hopefully enjoying a shower, a dry, warm bed, and some good food. It is now, just waiting for the watch to tick over. It's 2:50, almost 2:15. It's a little bit before that actually, but that's the closest I can tell. And I've gone 25.7 miles. I've been hiking for 9 hours. So we'll see what we could do here, but I figure I got at least 2.5 to 3 more hours, more likely 3 hours of walking. So that'll put me in town about 5 to 5:30. So still in time for dinner. Well, hello, it's 4:10. I've been hiking for just about 11 hours now. I've gone 31.3 miles. And I've got about 4.5 left to go to reach the end of the trail. So we're gonna do this, I believe, today. My feet are paying for it. They're hurting, but I'm just on auto. Just keep walking. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the pain. It'll all feel better once I get to hotel, and a shower, and food. So this is all temporary. Hopefully. Okay. So hopefully in about an hour and a half or so, I will be at the end of the trail. It's been a very long day. So the trail is still quite muddy and wet from the 18 or so hours of rain, or longer actually. But it's starting to dry out a little bit. It's firming up here. It's not too bad. Further south where I was, it was quite muddy and poor condition. You know, there's some spots here and there, like coming up here, you can see. But other than that, it's been good. Saw a bit more of the people using it after the rain stopped around like 2-3 o'clock. And now, of course, as it gets to later hours, it's kind of dying down. I'm getting toward a city, so I've seen 1 or 2 people out, probably, you know, like day hiking, I should say, or maybe exercising. So you can tell they're not carrying any equipment, maybe a bottle of water, and that's it. So, unless they live in the area. So, I'm not expecting to see many more bicyclists coming south anymore. But for a while there was quite a flow, probably of like 20 to 30 bikers. I'm going over an aqueduct now. I believe it's Evans Creek Aqueduct. This is the last aqueduct in the C&O Canal. And I think in an early video I said there was like, I wasn't sure how many I said. I think there was 13 of them. There was actually 11 of them. So this is the last one, number 11. We're closing in on Cumberland. Okay, I'm coming here after a week's walking. Today is coming to a close. I've been walking 12 hours and almost 30 minutes. I've gone 35.9 miles to reach here. And this is it, the start of the C&O. So I ended up walking to Cumberland, Maryland after 12 hours and 36 minutes, a little over 36 miles, and something like 82,000 steps. I made it to Cumberland, Maryland, and the end of the trail. I stopped off and got a nice hamburger, first one I've had in over a week, and some fries, and some sweet tea, no beer, and a salad. I gotta say, I was really looking forward to the salad. Sounds strange, but I haven't really had any vegetables or anything in like a week, so I think that's actually pretty expected. Everything tasted very good. Better than my reconstituted meals. And I got a hotel. I'm working on right now, I'm waiting for a call back from Southwest Airlines. I'm gonna try and get out tomorrow to get home. I'm arranging for that and a shuttle to the airport. So hopefully all those things will take place. Had a good day. It was a long day. My blisters are back. I came home to take a shower. Obviously, that was very good. Makes you really appreciate little things like a light switch, hot water, just water on demand. And you don't have to pump out and taste better. And once I'm going to make those arrangements, I believe I'll be successful. There shouldn't be any issue with those. And then I'm going to pretty much finish packing up. I changed clothes, I did laundry while I'm waiting for that phone call. So I pretty much washed my clothes. I'm working on drying up my shoes right now so that I can put my feet in them without them getting all wet, because my shoes are really nasty and they're full of water. They're all wet. Drying out my tent as well. And just to show you, this is the lovely view I have from my room. I don't care. Drying out the tent right there. You can see. And there I am drying out my tent so I can wrap it back up so that it won't mildew or become a problem. Drying out my tent and my other gear, and I'm going to repack it up, and I'm going to get it ready for a trip to the airport to hopefully go home. When I get home, I'm going to do another review. I'm going to obviously clean out my bag, and my tent has to all be cleaned out. I know it's dirty. I know it's got debris on it and stuff. I don't even care at this point. That's not a problem. I'll do another video. I'm going to review some of my equipment and probably some lessons learned from this trail, and maybe even do a little segment on if I were to do it again. Things I would change, or things I will change going forward. Probably go hand in hand with each other. So, I gotta say, my feet are on fire though. I mean, it still feels like you're walking, when you stop. So the nerves are just after walking that long, and it hurts to walk. So, but other than that, I'm glad to have been done. It's kind of, like when you finish, it's like there's no big fanfare, no nothing. It's just personal, I guess. Like, yeah, I did it. Other than that, I'm really glad that I set this goal and I achieved it, and I was able to do it. Obviously, I did it much faster than I anticipated, but I'll reflect on that later because I have some thoughts right now, but it's probably better to wait. So, just wanted to do a little recap, and thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, now that I have service, I'm replying to a couple of comments that I saw, and I'm going to upload another video, which will definitely be out by the time you see this. So hopefully there'll be more coming more routinely now. I'll release the rest of them day by day. Take care till we meet again.